Welcome back to TechSpace, and in this video we're going to be going over variables and how to use them in C++. So variables are basically used to store things in a designated spot using C++. So basically, to do that, we're going to have to use some type of value that can hold that information. So if that makes any sense. So if we want text, for example, we're going to put string. And this is the value or the variable that we use to hold all of our name or all of our characters. So if you have a sentence or any type of text, use the string to hold that. So on the opposite side of that, we have numbers. So if we want to store a number, we use int, or we use float, or double. So there are more variables, but basically these are what we use. So the reason that we have three different values for numbers is because integers basically store numbers that have no decimal place. Floats store like numbers that have like 4 or 5 decimal places, and doubles store numbers that have, you know, multiple decimal places, like 10 or more than that. I'm not sure exact on the number. If you really want to look it up, it's not that big of a deal to know. Basically, we're always going to use float or a double. Integers are used, but you know, basically just for like basic tasks, we usually want to know the exact number that's coming out when we're doing some type of calculation or something. So we use these 4 variables, and we're going to start by making examples. So string. What we do after we write a variable, I'll delete the rest of this for right now. So we just have a string, which is a variable that can hold text. So in here, we make a string. We declare the string variable, then we put the name of the variable. So I can just put text output, and then after that, we can either close it, and that's the end of our variable, and we're just declaring to the program that sometime in this program, we're going to have a variable called text output. Or we can go ahead and make that equal to something that is a string of text. So I could say, this is my first string of text, stored in a variable. And then after that, you always want to end your lines of code usually with a semicolon. Every command is ended with a semicolon, just in general practice. So this is our variable now. So now that we've created this variable, we don't need to go and output that whole string of text to the screen. I can just output that variable to the screen. So as you can see, if I just go and type in the variable and end the line, just as we did before when I had the variable, or in the last tutorial where we outputted text to the screen, where I put like, this is text, and then we ended the line. Just like this, we're storing this inside of this variable, and then in turn, we can just call that variable whenever we need it. So as you can see here, if I just take this program now and run it, outputting the text output variable, what we'll get is that whatever's stored in that variable. So this is my first string of text stored in a variable. I can also change it to, this is my second. Run it again, and it'll again just change it. So this is my second string of text. So basically that's how you store a string inside of a variable. So when we're storing numbers, it's a little bit different. So I'm going to start by using the double, and we're going to say double, just name it. Again, after a variable, you just give it a name. We're just going to put, this is a number, and then set it equal to 1052, whatever. And then again, we're going to want to use the semicolon to end the command. Now, after this, I can cout and put, this is a number, and as you can see when you're typing it in, it pops up, so you can just click enter, and then in the line again. So then I'll have when I run the program, that number under the string of text, because it runs in the order that they were called. So because I ran the text variable first, it called that, and then after that it said, okay, I'm going to end the line, then I'm going to call this is a number variable because that's what it says right here, and I'm going to end the line again. But I could also do it in a different way. So I could also say I wanted the program to display text saying, what these variables are. I could say, okay, I'll enter a string of text here that says, this is my number. Put a colon, put a space inside of the braces, and then just put the output operators or the less than signs, and then call that variable again, put the output sign, and end the line. You can do the same thing up here, and just say, enter a string of text that says this is my text, and then when we run this we get a little bit more of a clear understanding of what's going on. So this is my text, then it outputs that variable. This is my number, and it outputs that variable for whatever was stored in that variable. So that's basically how you do it. Basic text output, basic number output in C++, and that's all I'm going to show you guys in this video. That's all we need to go over for variables and how to create them and declare them correctly. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.